Ooh. Hi everyone, it's What If Free and Stuff. I'm coming back at you with a new, and I mean new What If. It's not new, I've looked it up on YouTube. Someone else has already done this before. Like 2, 3 other people. I'm here to do a new-ish What If. What if Deku was Rick? From Rick and Morty. Yeah. Oh yes, I'm doing this. Yes, yes, yes. Now, oh god, my nose. So, let's cut the bullshit. Let's get straight to the what if. Around Izuku's birth, nothing. Literally nothing special. Still whines and cries, like everyone else. But it's around 8 months old when they begin to notice something. He's walking a lot earlier than normal. And this little butthead babbles, okay? And I mean, just babbles away about anything. Okay? Like, shit, by the time he's 2.5, he's able to make coherent words. Oh no, that's average. A 1.5 years old, he's able to make coherent words. And he's walking. Which makes Isashi like, huh? Inko is, okay. So, after a little bit, they just put some puzzles in front of him. And Hisashi and his friends often like to hang out in the garage. Hisashi, he's got little tools and a bunch of tools in there. And Hisashi and his friends decided to sit in the garage and have a beer or two, talk, catch up. While Izuku didn't consume any alcohol yet. But he decides to go play with the tools. Hisashi, hears little thumps here and there back there. Doesn't really pay attention at first. But until he realizes what's back there, he turns around. He's already screwed together 15 pieces of 2x2s. No, 1x6s. Wide, thin pieces of wood. 6 inches wide, 1 inch thick. It's got and most of these are scrap pieces, 2 or 3 feet off of it or so. And there's a whole bunch of these just screwed together. And he's trying to make it balance. But Izuku seems to be looking at it with intelligent eyes, just determining where to put on another piece to help balance it out. And Hisashi just watches for a second. Izuku lays it down, goes to screw on another piece with a hand screwdriver. Those things that just make your fucking forearms, exhausted after one screw. Mostly my generation, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Now, Hisashi says, Izuku, that's not safe, son. And he kind of pushing him away, trying to get down to continue, but Hisashi takes him upstairs, puts him in his crib with a bottle. Izuku reluctantly starts feeding. When Inko gets home, Hisashi tells Inko of the incursion. She's like, "Oh my god, what happened to my baby?" He says, "Nothing. In fact, look what your baby did," as he pointed at the giant scrap of constructed metal. Or just metal. Jesus Christ, wood. Laying on the ground. And she says, "Oh my gosh, is he okay?" Isashi says, yeah, he's actually relatively fine. It's just the part that he managed to get all that done behind my back without me looking. Nico says, Jesus Christ. Okay. So, what do you think he has? Super strength? No. I don't know what that little guy was doing. Certainly is smart though. Look at those. There's a few more pieces. He probably would have had it standing on its own. She says, yeah, no. Good thing you stepped in when you did. He says, yeah. About 4 years old. Pre-K. Just going to school. Before their quirks, before any kid's normal quirk develops. He goes into school. You know, he learns at a much faster rate than most kids. I mean, it's crazy. Okay? Like, as soon as he picked up, like, numbers, letters, he, after he starts picking up numbers and letters, eventually he starts flying through, like, math, science, and English. Extracurricular activities. Okay? He's actually wanting to go back to class to do more of the number stuff. You know, do more math and science and stuff like that. The gym teacher takes a notice to this and says, well, aren't you going to play with the other kids? He says, no, I want to be in class. He says, this is class. He says, no, this is just throwing a ball and bullying other kids. I want to go to class. The gym teacher. Got me there, kid. Alright. I got something for you. He brings out a book. You know, kind of like a Dr. Seuss style, but I'm not sure if it was actually by Dr. Seuss himself, but, relatively thick book for a child's book. Hands him that. Go, dogs, go. Anyone ever read that book as a kid? Oof, I'm surprised you even remember. I'm surprised I even remember. Anyways, enough of my nostalgia once. Let's get back to the what if. Izuku starts reading the book. He managed to read it in like less than 5 minutes. He was able to comprehend what's happening. He was able to read it. And, well, I never really got anything out of it, but he says, can I get more books, please? Gym teacher's like, Jesus Christ. We got a bookworm. Huh, okay. Let's hope this kid doesn't get bullied. So he brings him more books. Gives back to class, study, up some more, and gets to go home. Yeah, it's about the extent of most of his pre-K days. You know, and then there's Bakugo discovering his quirk. Izuku, fascinated, not fanboying over it, but fascinated. After a couple of weeks, it's his turn to go to the quirk doctor. The quirk doctor says, I might need to do some testing to see what exactly his quirk is. Izuku noticed there's something weird about his behavior. It's nothing like he's ever seen before. So without the doctor even noticing, he managed to grab a few of his pens. And they go to the back room. Izuku is laid down on a whatever those hospital bed thingies are. You know, doctors doing little scans and stuff, writing stuff down. And he nods his head. As he's looking at the door, Izuku thinking, okay, this might be where the weird thing happened. He readies a pen to throw. The doctor presses a button. Something's coming down. Looks up at the thing coming down. Looks back at the screen at his table. Watching it intently. Throws the pen. Lands on his hand. Izuku was aiming for his head, but hit his hand. Looks at Izuku. The pen landed off at a different angle, so the doctor is looking around. Just confused, but shakes it off. He looks down at the screen. Izuku readies another pen. Throws it again. It landed at the top of his head. He's looking around. Him not feeling so secure about it. Presses the button. The thing comes back up. He says, whatever. Inko cracks the door and says, is everything ready? The doctor jerks towards the door and says, yeah, I figured it out. She says, ooh, what is it? He says, it's super intelligence. At this point, he's already got an IQ above 95. Whoa. That's my guess. We still have to do the test. Inko says, okay. And the doctor says, you can sit with him if you want. She says, sure. So they sit, do the IQ test. He's already pushing 105. Izuku is. Izuku is thinking, dang, that's a big number. How much bigger can that number get? And, yeah. Throughout the years, Izuku spends most of his time in the garage, making things, testing things. Goes from, wood-based stuff to more sciencey stuff. Not 15, 9 years old, he accidentally created uranium. Yeah, he accidentally created uranium. Which surprised a lot of people. And, Isashi, with his job, he was in for a month vacation. With his job, he works at a nuclear power plant somewhere in the west coast of the United States. I don't know which town to choose. Let's say, screw it, Portland. Yeah, he works at a nuclear power plant in Portland. Somewhere near Portland. And Zuko, Isashi notices this. He says, son, let's just go up here, real fast. And I suggest you hop in the shower, right now. Izuku says, right now? He says, right now. He says, okay. Just hops in the shower, takes a good 10-minute shower, pops out. There were already multiple heroes and police there, taking a bit of uranium Deku had accidentally created out of the garage. And the garage was already being sprayed down. Izuku's like, what's going on? Asashi says, what you created is called uranium. It's a very dangerous material. that can hurt a lot of people if something were to happen to it. Let's say one of its atoms split. That's a nuclear explosion. If it were to break, it would irradiate the next 4 blocks, which scares the absolute crap out of Izuku. He says, "Is that the stuff you work with, Dad?" He says, "Yes." Izuku, more curious, says, "Huh, okay. Alright, I'll focus somewhere else other than uranium." Okay. Izuku then goes to sleep that night. Remember, he discovered uranium he created a piece of uranium at 9. So, if that doesn't say something, if that doesn't catch someone's attention, I don't know what will. And in this particular case, it definitely caught a lot of people's attention. A lot of the right people, and certainly a lot of the wrong people. Let's start with the right people. Nezu, Aizawa, All Might. I say All Might because he's just part of a gang. He's just part of it, not a literal gang. But, he's part of that little... Why did I think of Circle Jerk? Whatever. Anyways, he's part of that little group. Yeah, no, he's not. Well, some random scientist. Anyways, a scientist that goes by Hatsume, Nezu, and Aizawa. They take notice to this. And at the wrong side, the wrong people that take notice, like people like Overhaul, All for One, people like them, they definitely notice this. A 9-year-old created uranium in his garage by accident. All for One, just by his mouth, just by looking at his mouth, you can see, like, a slightly evil and curious smile cracking across his scarred up potato head face. But Nezu, that's his name. I forget people's names sometimes. Nezu managed to get to Izuku first. He says, "If you want, I can actually help you, develop your quirk further." Izuku takes interest and says, "How much further?" He says, "As far as you could possibly go." Izuku says, "Okay, let me finish up an experiment of mine in the garage, and we can talk further. Can you please leave me your contact information?" Nezu says, "Yes, young man. I can't wait to talk to you." And Izuku, feeling big brain vibes off of Nezu as well, he says, "Likewise." Oh yeah, these two are picking each other up on their big brain dar. Big brain dar. Okay, I'm trying to how like two gay guys, when they see each other, like, bing, bing, the gaydar. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. If I am, please let me know in the comments so I can adjust that. Anyways, you know how like two gay guys, gaydar, start going off to like, ding, ding, ding. Yeah, but with these two, it's like braindar. These two know they're intelligent. These two know the other guy is hell of intelligent. Now, that night, one of All Might's, Jesus Christ, All for One's little lackeys. I don't know who, when, why, or what. I don't know. I don't know who, how, or I need to know how, but I don't care who. It's just some random lackey. He managed to sneak in, grab Izuku, and get out. But Izuku already knew he was coming. And being a kid, of course he resisted. Shit. Guy had mousetraps lined all along his floor. Only he knew where to step not to get his toes messed up. This guy, on the other hand, he comes in, shit starts attacking him. He doesn't quite know but what it is or what's happening. He's just like, what the heck? As he falls over, like, trying to kick away from it. Shit just latches onto his fingers and ear. Okay, he starts like, what the? Starts making noise, grunting, moaning. This wakes Izuku. Which, during the time, he managed to create a perfectly working stun gun. Tases the absolute crap out of the guy. And rushes downstairs, dials 911, and runs to his mom's room. And as Izuku successfully shut the door quietly, like literally not even half a second later, Izuku's door flies open. Guy covered in mousetraps. Quite funny. He's looking around, trying to be quiet as possible, looking for Izuku. Can't find him. And of course, at this point, Inko and Asashi are wide awake. Izuku tells Asashi, quiet, he doesn't know where I am. He doesn't know where you are. Asashi approaches with caution, with a baseball bat. And as he managed to get a few good licks in before the police arrive. They arrest him. They get an official statement from the family. They check the crime scene. Izuku warned the police of the mousetraps. The police didn't believe him at first until one of the officers accidentally stepped on one, setting off a few of them. A couple of them jumping at them, actually. And, yeah. Izuku says, told you guys. Next day, he's heading towards... He contacts Nezu and says, okay, I'm coming over. He comes on over. And this is going to be where the first part ends. If you guys want another part, let's try getting just a few likes, okay? Just at least a few. Oh, gosh. And if you like it, or if you don't like it, down there, you know what to do. See you guys later.